Hello, everybody. I'm Charles Nolen, and people sometimes call me Minister Charles Nolen, and you're watching Rollin with Nolen. And there's my website and my email address if you'd like to get in contact with me. Today we're going to be praying for Donald Trump because he needs prayer. We all need prayer, but he's going through an unprecedented attack from the Biden campaign. I mean, calling out De Niro in front of the courthouse. It's hard to believe that some people don't even understand there's no way it could be anything else but a stunt for Joe Biden, because he is trying to distract America from looking at his failed methods and ways. You know, from the letting the border and everybody come across, from the inflation where you can't afford eggs, bacon, or anything else, gas. It's ridiculous. The wars around the world, and we don't have peace. We have a constant state of craziness that we don't need. So today I want to read you a little, very short biography about Donald Trump and the case he's going through right now. His early life and education: he was born on June 14th, 1946 in Queens, New York City. Trump attended the University of Pennsylvania, and where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in economics in 1968. Business career: Trump inherited his father's real estate business in 1971 and renamed it the Trump Organization. He focused on building and renovating skyscrapers, hotels, casinos, and golf courses. Despite some business failures, he successfully launched side ventures, often licensing the Trump name. His media career: from 2004 to 2015, Trump co-produced and hosted the reality television series The Apprentice. Political career and presidency: 2017 to 2021. In 2016, Trump won the presidential election as the Republican Party nominee, defeating Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. His political positions were described as populist, protectionist, isolationist, and nationalist. His presidency was marked by controversy, including investigations into Russian interference in the election. Trump made numerous false and misleading statements during his campaigns and presidency. He was the first U.S. president without prior military or government experience. Post-presidency, or after his presidency: after leaving office, Trump has remained active in politics and continues to be a prominent figure in public discourse. Now, what I just read you under his political career from 2017 to 2021 is also an opinion that I did some research on, and it's just, people are making opinions about what he was thinking and what he was trying to do. Have you spoken to Donald Trump? Do you have anyone that knows Donald Trump? Do you have any idea what he was really thinking, or do you just want to accept mass media's whatever they say goes? That's what I don't want to do. So I'm giving you just the basic truth and let you decide what you think is important. The court that he's dealing with right now in New York, the jury, former President Donald Trump's hush money case in New York, has begun deliberations over the 34 felony counts he faces. This trial marks the first time a former U.S. president is being tried in court. The charges relate to Trump's alleged falsification of business records. Here are some key points about the trial. Prosecution's case is: Trump is accused of signing off on a scheme to illegally falsify records to cover up the $130,000 hush money payment made by his attorney Michael Cohen to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. Prosecutors argued that Trump portrayed these reimbursements as monthly checks for ongoing legal services, concealing their true purpose. Well, I say the defense is, they mention what the prosecution's doing, and then they fail to mention what the defense is saying. The defense says this is Trump didn't know a thing about it, and this was all Michael Cohen's thing. And Michael Cohen made this up, intercepted the money, admitted to stealing $30,000 from Trump, and God only knows how much other money he's stolen from the Trump organization and that family. Jury deliberations. The 12 Manhattan jurors are tasked with reaching a unanimous decision on each of the counts. Justice Juan Merchan, the judge overseeing the trial, instructed the jury to set aside any bias that they have for or against Trump and to focus on the evidence and the law. The jury recently requested to review specific portions of the testimony related to the case. Possible verdict. If found guilty, Trump could face legal consequences for his actions during his presidency. Now, if found guilty, does that mean he really is guilty? I mean, based on the way that the judge laid out how to handle the charges, it sounds all nice here. You can write down anything you want. But it sounded to me like if two or more of you agree that he's guilty on counts 1 and 2 and 3, and another one of you thinks that count 33 and 34 is bad, just add them all together and put them together. It's bizarre at the very least, and unfair to anyone, especially to our former president and future president, Donald J. Trump. To continue on, if Donald Trump is found innocent in the ongoing trial related to the hush money case, it would have a significant implications. Here are some potential outcomes. Number one, legal consequences. If Trump is acquitted on all charges, he would not face any legal penalties and for the alleged falsification of business records. This outcome would reinforce the principle of innocent until proven guilty in the U.S. legal system. 2. Public perception. Trump's supporters would likely view his acquittal as vindication and evidence of a potentially motivated prosecution. Critics, on the other hand, might argue that the justice system failed to hold a former president accountable. Political impact. An acquittal could impact Trump's political future. He remains a prominent figure in the American politics, and his trial could influence his potential candidacy in future elections. It might also affect the Republican Party's stance on Trump and their electoral strategies. Historical context. As the first former U.S. president to face trial in court, the outcome would become part of the American history. Scholars and analysts would study the trial's impact on the presidency, legal norms, and public trust. Why they want to mess with Donald Trump so much is beyond the scope of reality as far as I'm concerned. And they'll do anything. They will go to any length to mess with this man and to distract you, the public, from looking at Joe Biden and all his failures. They want you to think that Donald Trump has more failures and bigger failures, even though this is a witch hunt. And it's not true. If he's found guilty, it's a tragedy to justice. And I hope you see that. I hope that you think it through. I hope you do your research. Judge Juan M. Merchan, who is presiding over the hush money trial involving former President Donald Trump, has been a subject of discussion and controversy. However, it's essential to approach this topic with a balanced perspective. Here are some relevant points. Claims of bias. Some individuals have accused Judge Merchan of bias against Trump. They argue that his actions and statements during the trial demonstrate a lack of impartiality. For instance, there have been claims that Merchan instructions to the jury were misleading or unfairly tilted against Trump. The facts: during the trial, social media posts circulated false information about Merchant's instructions to the jury. Some claimed that the jury did not need to be unanimous to convict Trump, which distorted the judge's actual statements. In reality, Merchant instructed the jury that they must find unanimously on each of the 34 felony counts. Specifically, they needed to agree that Trump falsified business records with the intent of concealing a violation of state election law during his 2016 campaign. The jurors were given 3 possible unlawful means to apply Trump's charges: falsifying other business records, breaking the Federal Election Campaign Act, or submitting false information on a tax return. The legal process. Judges are bound by legal standards and ethical guidelines. Their decisions are subject to scrutiny and appeal. If there are genuine concerns about bias, the legal system provides mechanisms for addressing them, such as appeals or motions for mistrial. Public perception. That's us, guys. The public perception of judges can be influenced by media coverage, personal opinions, and political affiliations. It is crucial to recognize that judges are human and may have their own perspectives, but they are expected to uphold the law impartially. In summary, while discussions about Judge Merchant's actions continue, it's essential to rely on accurate information and respect the legal process. The trial outcome will ultimately determine the impact of his decisions on Trump's case. Personally, this trial is now officially a sad and pathetic joke. It's a circus. Judge Merchant and DA Alvin Bragg are the head clowns. That's it. I got nothing else to say. Hope you figure it out, folks, because I'm on Trump's side. I hope you are too. And we need to get him into the presidential office, the White House, as fast as possible. November 2024, Trump, Republican, change the way our political front is in the Senate and in Congress for the better. So we can all, worldwide, including America, live the kind of lives we all want to live. And we can do that. Trump is that good. And on that note, my friends, I say I bid you a wonderful and lovely day.